What is up, ladies and gentlemen? You are wondering what is in Matt the Gym Rat's gear bag, and I'm going to show you that. So today I'm here at the Lone Wolf headquarters in Detroit, Michigan, and I'm going to show you what's all in this totally demolished gear bag that I have. So when you play 3 times a week like I do, your gear bag goes a lot of different places, and when you play all over the country, you know, it gets handled by a lot of different people, and that can lead to some certain things. So this is the HK Army roller bag. I love this thing to death because there's so many pockets and you can carry so much different things in this, but this one has definitely seen its days. So we'll just start off, you know, with what's inside of the gear bag, opening it up. And the first thing you're gonna see here that I've got is this Exalt pod bag. Now, it doesn't have any pods in it, but the biggest thing I tell people is pod bags are like a multi-purpose use, and this Exalt one actually has a zipper on the bottom, so you can use it to like change if you need to change, but it carries all of my soft goods. So what I've gotten here is I have some Virtue arm pads right here, and these have been customized by myself. I've actually cut off the hand grips here, but these are the arm pads that I use pretty much every time I play paintball. After that, got the Hydra knee pads, which I live by. These things have saved my knees so many times playing paintball, and I love them to death. They've got them on the website, so if you're looking for knee pads that you want, and you want ones that are going to last and protect your knees, these are amazing. They actually have like an elastic on here, so they're almost like weightlifting knee sleeves that they help kind of reinforce your knees, and I love them to death. So those are the ones that I use. After that, I've got some HK Army sliders right here for my hips and also to protect the goods. And these I've had for several years now, and they've saved my hips so many times from sliding. So especially when you're someone like me who dives almost every point, those are essential. After that, we've got some Max joggers. These are currently my favorite joggers that we have out, and they're also a sponsor of myself. So I wear the Max joggers right here. Super light, super comfortable, and definitely my favorite joggers out right now. And then after that, we've got the iconic custom Matt the Gym Rat jersey right here from Maxed. And this one, pretty much, if you watched any of the videos, you've seen me wearing it, and got the floor color on there. But after that, you know, this Exalt bag, like I said, it's on the website, but it opens up on the bottom, and it's one of those inventions where you can, you know, you can use it to change, and I think that's something that's so forward thinking, that you can have a dual purpose for something like this pod bag. It's awesome. I love it to death. I
think anybody that's had to, you know, just change their pants at the field, you know, they got the car door open, they're hiding, trying to like make sure nobody's peeking around the corner. Yeah, that pod bag was a great idea.
Yeah, that, or you got to ride home in a stinky, you know, stinky mess. And I definitely, as far drives as I have to take sometimes for practice of like 2.5 hours, you don't want to be riding the whole time in some stinky underwear. So it's huge. After that, let's go into the markers. So I actually brought my mechanical marker. This is a Etha 3M. Dude, I live and die by this marker. I love it to death, just because it's so affordable, and you can literally pull it straight out of the box and go play a 10-man tournament with it and be competitive. And that's something that's awesome. So Planet Eclipse does a great job with these. If you can see, it's still got some pink in it from the ICPL, but yeah, it's got the Gamma Core in here, and it's just a great shooting marker. I love it to death. So that's the mechanical marker. And then I brought a special surprise for everyone. This is the first time anyone's seeing this, but I just picked up this marker, and this is my holy grail of paintball markers. So for all of y'all that watched the interview, which if you haven't watched it, go on to the channel and look up Matt the Gym Rat's interview on lonewolfpaintball.com or on the YouTube. But this is my holy grail of paintball guns, and it's because I went to Clemson. I graduated there from 2022 with an engineering degree, but I picked up the custom anodized one of, I believe, 15 CS 1.5s of the Clemson gun. So this is, you know, only the guys that went to Clemson got this, and someone had it up for sale, and I had to pick it up. So this is my holy grail of markers.
Flip it right over. Here. Is it the same on both sides?
Yep. Yeah, so this is like the one paintball gun in my life that I wanted. And then also, we're rocking a boomstick with it with a silver tip. And when you throw this all together, dude, it looks so good. But yeah, this is the paintball gun that at the end of the day, if I had to pick one paintball gun to have with me for the rest of my life, it would have been this one. And luckily I got it in my hands and I brought it out here today to show y'all. So that's the one. So first look at it for here. After that, we'll go on to the tank and the loader. So this loader is definitely seen better days, but when you play out in the mud all the time like I do, you get some good looking marks on there. But this is just the Dye LTR. This is super affordable, and I always recommend it when you're looking to play mechanical or anything like that, because its feed rate is super fast, but it's awesome. And I also have the HK aluminum speed feed on here. Live and die by this thing. It is amazing. If you want something, if you've got a normal speed feed and you want something that's you're not gonna have to replace the teeth when it gets shot, or you want something that's gonna be durable, it's awesome. And it's also got a super easy release mechanism right here where you just press it and it comes off, which makes everything just like super easy to take care of. If you have to go in here and clean it out like I need to do, and then you just throw it back on. If you need to put a rain lid on, you can pop it off super easy. So this is the Dye LTR, the loader that I'm using.
Wait, you got to do the shark fin. It's law.
There you go. And then after that, what tank am I using? So this is the Ninja SL2. I've always loved the Ninja SL2s, but this is a 77 CI, and then also I have a Powerhouse long body reg on it. And then we got an HK thread protector, because flew in, you got to protect your reg. You got to protect the threads. So that is what I'm using. I like a longer tank, a longer setup, just so that I can kind of be a little bit more comfortable. And when I have to get in weird positions, I can kind of position my arm here. So that's why I like this. And if you don't want to buy this, you can always just buy the reg extenders, which are super affordable, and buy a normal Powerhouse reg. But I live and die by the Powerhouse regs. I think there's some of the best regs out there. And then the Ninja SL2 77 is one of the lighter tanks that you can buy on the market. So that's why I kind of do this whole setup. Yeah, and this is the tank that I'm using.
And remember, guys, if you fly, you have to have your reg off the tank before you get on the airplane.
Yep, and that goes on to the next part. So this is pretty much empty in here. Besides, a couple last things. You gotta have barrel swaps. They're super important, and if you break a ball while you're playing, you can't hit the broadside of a barn. So you need these to make sure that you're not messing up, missing. And then after that, something I get asked pretty often is, Matt, how do you set up your camera on your mask? And the easy answer is zip ties. So just keep the zip ties on you. What I do is I just zip tie the mask onto the top, or I zip tie the camera onto the top of the mask to the vents, and that's pretty much it.
Which camera are you using?
So I use a DJI Action 2, and so it's super small, super compact, and it shoots 4K at 60 FPS. It can go up to 4K at 120 FPS, and it's smaller than a GoPro session. So all you got to do is zip tie it through the vents in your mask. I've done it through, I think, 4 different masks now. They work on all the masks, but just get some small zip ties and you just put it through the vents, tighten it up, and then you got your mask right up there. Or I mean, you've got your camera right up there on your mask. So that's what we keep in there. So that's pretty much, that's all besides like extra paintballs and leaves that I have.
You didn't bring a mask?
Oh, inside. Inside. We're gonna go to the outside pockets now, but that's the main. And now let's go to the mask, like you were asking. So people have seen me with a couple different masks, but the one that I choose to use in my personal time is definitely the Carbon Zero Pros right here. I love these to death. They work so well, and they're light, they're breathable, and changing out the lenses on these is literally night and day compared to any other mask that I've used. So this is so easy to take off the lenses, and I can literally do them in, I would say I could do it in less than 5 seconds. Boom. There's the lens right there. So I keep a couple extra lenses on me, so if they get dirty or if I need to throw in a different lens, then we just pop them straight in like that and lock it in and you're good to go. And it's just that easy. And so that, along with like how well this mask breathes and everything, I love them to death. So that is the mask that I choose, is the Carbon mask, just because of the use and everything like that.
All right, so when that mask first came out, 'cause it's super flexible around the chin area, and a lot of people were scared, oh, it's gonna hit the mask and it's gonna hit me in the teeth anyway. Have you ever had, I'm sure you've gotten shot in the face with it. Have you ever had any issue with that not protecting you?
No. I've got a hit right here. I've never had this like hit me anywhere. If anything, you get a little bit more bounces, and if you're really worried about it, or if you have a bigger face, they do make the extra cover, so you can go ahead and get that one. I think it's, you know, around the same price, and it just gives you a little bit more extra cover. But I think the way that this looks on people, it looks so good, and I've never had an issue with anything coming through right here. So I love it to death. This mask is awesome. I mean,
there you go, guys. You hear from a source that uses it on the regular, and you could tell when he put it on, there's really no muffle, which means his voice is carrying across the field.
Yeah, I mean, it works great. There's no complaints there about that. And then after that, the mask, we're looking at the footwear, what we're wearing. So I use soccer cleats. These right here are the Nike ones. But I'm a big fan of soccer cleats. I played soccer in high school, and I've always liked the cleats. They're super light, and in soccer you have to make different cuts, different directions, and you also have to sprint. So these cleats are made pretty well to where you can do that. Yeah, but they're just, the reason I choose them, they're light, and they look good. So that's essential, is looking good when you're on the field. So after that, we'll go into the side pockets to finish up. One of the biggest things that I always keep is, I always have these pockets sorted out. So this pocket right here is just for like all of my extra like tools and anything I might need. So right here I've got a visor. Always have a visor on you, because you never know when it's going to rain or anything like this. This right here is the dye visor, and you can get these on the website if you need a visor for any of your masks, or like this one's pretty universal, the dye one is. So they do have universal visors that you can get. But yeah, when it's raining and you get water in your mask, it messes up everything. You can't see right. So these visors are super clutch. After that, always keeping a Allen set on me. So these are also on the website, but you can get a ton of different Allen key sets. This one right here is a Planet Eclipse. Something that most people don't know is that whenever you use these, you can actually use the Eclipse key set right here to leverage it, so you can turn it, which is something nice to know. But always having an Allen set. Somebody's going to need Allen keys when you're at the field, so having an extra set on you is big. Also going with the rain theme, rain lid. Always have a rain lid. You don't want your paint to get wet. It might be a pain to load, but you always need a rain lid, especially if you watch NXL Dallas. It was wet out there, so you needed a rain lid, something like that, to keep it on you and keep your paint from getting wet. And
how'd you do at that tournament, by the way?
How did we do? We got second.
There we go.
Yeah, and
that's our boy.
Yeah, so representing. But after that, something that we talked about, whenever you fly, you have to make sure that your gear, or that your tank is completely degassed and the regulator is off. And so use something like the H2K tool right here, which they do have on the website, but this will help with degassing your air, and then also you can use it to take off the reg. And it's a super great idea from Carl Malkowski and Iconic Paintball that they came up with, and I think it's something that every player needs in their gear bag, is this right here if you're traveling. After that, always keeping athletic tape. This is the infamous tape right here, and I mean, super affordable, and you are going to use this more times than you won't. I use it pretty much. I've gone through so many rolls of athletic tape, it's ridiculous. Whether it's on your tank, whether you need to tape up something like your grips, or if you just need to use it on your shoes if like your cleats tear, this tape has came in clutch more times than not. So I always tell people, always have athletic tape, because if you don't need it, somebody else will. And then the last thing I've got in here is what I use to record. So whenever I'm using different guns, you've seen the videos of me doing different challenges and stuff like that, you always need a barrel cam, because it makes it easier to like see where you're shooting with people with the camera on the barrel. And this right here is the HK Army barrel mount, and this is just super easy because it's really easy to take on and off, and you can adjust it to pretty much any barrel that you need to use it on. And I just feel like it's came in clutch more times than not than some of the other barrel mounts that you can use. So this one's super easy to take on and off and just kind of move around. But yeah, that is what I use for my barrel cam right here, and I always have it in here, so if I need it for anything, I've got it right there.
And it's aluminum, correct?
Yes, it is aluminum, so you don't have to worry about it breaking or plastic or anything like that. It's super durable, and it's got the two Allen keys right here, so you can tighten it up, and or Allen, screws, tighten it up, loosen it, do whatever you got to do to fit it on whatever barrel you have. So after that, we'll go on to the next pocket. Like I said, the HK Army bag's got a ton of pockets, so whenever you're traveling, you don't have to stuff it all into one. We'll go over to some of the soft goods. So this is headgear, and then also I got a paintball condom from Paintball Ruined My Life, so shout out to Brad. And then after that, we've got headbands right here. Got Hormesis and an Enemy of the State one. This is my own custom Enemy of the State one. It's got the Mighty Mouse on the end. And then the one that I feel like I wore all last year is the Kid Mungus Hormesis band right there. It's nice and worn in because I've probably worn it over 100 times now in the past year. And then after that, we keep a couple beanies. The gray beanie is what I wear, what I choose. So got a couple of those there. I like the cuffless. I don't like the cuffed. So I'm a big cuffless guy just because it's one less layer, and beanies are already hot, and being from North Carolina, it does get hot most of the time. So less clothing on my head, the better. But after that, we'll go on to the other side and gonna get this wrapped up. Right here, we have the rest of my soft goods right here. So I keep a pair of gloves always in the bag, just if we're playing in some bad conditions, or if it's rough out there, if we're playing on like hard ground. These are the carbon gloves. I use these all the time if I need anything. So anytime I'm playing 10-man and I'm out in the dirt. And the other thing that I keep in the bag is microfibers. Always need these because your mask, your lens, anything like that is gonna get messed up, and you're gonna need these. Like somebody is gonna need a microfiber, somebody's gonna ask, so I always keep them in there. And then the last thing in my last bag, always trying to stay on top of nutrition, always trying to stay there. So if I ever need any protein, I keep Birdman protein in my bag. So this right here, it's got 31 grams of protein, and it's on Amazon, but this is the protein that I keep in there just to stay on top of it. And like if you're a gym rat and you're not taking protein, what are you doing? So that is everything that is in my gear bag.
So guess what I need to know from you now? Who's the best source for paintball?
Guys, if you're gonna shop paintball and you're gonna buy anything paintball related, if you're going anywhere but lonewolfpaintball.com, you're doing it wrong. So the best source for paintball is lonewolfpaintball.com.
And if for some reason you're watching this video and you don't know who Matt the Gym Rat is, go down in the description, go follow him. All his links are down there. See ya.